Hello, this is Andrew Dahlen, and I've got a quick video here for us talking about Autodesk Fusion and how to create sheet metal parts and flat patterns. So let's dive into it. The first thing I'm going to do in here is switch up my units so that it'll be in inches. So we'll come around here, click, click, life is good. Then we're going to go from the standard solid under the design tab into the sheet metal tools right over here. And to get us going, we're going to create a sketch. Because I like to set these up for manufacturing, I'd like to keep my X and Y, Z axes the same as they would be on the machine. I'm actually going to choose the top plane to do the drawing sketch on. There we go. And we're just going to create a quick rectangle and give it some dimensions here. So maybe it's 4 inches by 5 inches. That's fine. Not too worried about it. Hit the end of the sketch. We've got a nice rectangle. From there, we can choose the base edge contour under the sheet metal tools right there. Click on that. And I can choose the edge profiles that I'm interested in setting up. So hit OK. It shows that whole rectangle as a base for this to get going. Now I'm going to zoom in and show you guys the thickness of our material. The default settings that came in here under inch for steel were for a 0.1 inch thick material. So underneath the sheet metal rules, we can edit that for whatever material thickness we're actually using. So sheet metal steel in inches, and I can click on here under the sheet metal rules and change its thickness. For today, I'm going to aim for 16 gauge, which I believe is 0.0589, something like that in thickness. You can see the K factor that's built into the steel sheet metal rules as 0.44. And I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and you see how that makes it thinner. So we'll go back to the sheet metal rules after I have something bent, and then we can take a look at some more of those parameters that are inside of that. So after we've got our base, the next thing we can do is add flanges. So I'm going to choose a surface here, or I'm sorry, an edge, and maybe make that a 1 inch flange. That looks great. Just want to click on the front face of this so we get a nice view of what's happening, and then maybe pull up those sheet metal rules. You'll notice that the general sheet metal rules in the software would be about 2 times the thickness is where our bend would come into play. So if this is about 60 thousandths, then this inner radius would also be 60 thousandths of an inch. And we could see that in our sheet metal rules. So I'll bring that back up again and edit it and take a look at these sheet metal rules. So under the bend condition, the bend radius that they refer to here is the internal radius, and so that'd be 1 times the thickness. Okay? So once again, we'll just cancel out of this and add a couple more sheet metal features to this for reference. So with this software, if I want to edit something that has already been created, I select that feature and then go edit that feature for the menu. And the first go around, I just selected one edge, but let's say I wanted to hold the control key down and select multiple edges to create a box shape. Okay, so I've got all 4 edges selected at the same time, and then it figures out some more of the details. So we're going to zoom around and see what this inside corner looks like. There we go. So it's kind of making a round drilled corner. And if I go back to that sheet metal rules one more time for reference, we're going to edit this one more time and take a look at things like the minimum gap. So right now the software defaults and says, oh, we're going to put 1x thickness for the gap between these parts where the bends come together. And if I want that smaller, I can multiply that times a decimal number. So if I multiplied it by 0.1, it would shrink that up, and now I'd have 10% of that thickness as a gap there. That's not bad for welding purposes. Some other things that we can put into the software here would be different corner treatments. So let's see, yep, bend conditions. So we could, actually I'm gonna, that's not quite what I was looking for. Corner conditions, there we go, where two bends come together. How do we want to treat that? We have options to make it square, so I can carve that out and see what that looks like as a square relief cut in those corners. And some other options under bend intersections. We can do a tear and see what that looks like, right? But for our purposes today, I think I'm just going to leave it as the default of round, but just so you know that there's these options in here, how you're going to treat the corners. Hit save on that and close it up. So we've got a sheet metal part that's ready to go, and the other components that we want to worry about then are how do we make this into a flat pattern. So right up here is the flat pattern button. So we can click on that. What do you want to have stationary faced? And I can select this surface, hit the OK, that's that base layer, and boom, it creates a flat pattern. Now if I'm going to send this off to a manufacturer to be laser cut, plasma cut, water jet, they're going to request that I send them a DXF file. So it's kind of neat that in this software it saves me a few steps where I don't have to save this as a drawing and then export a DXF. We can hit the export DXF right there. That's going to spit out a the standard, I think it's like a direct exchange file format is the name of it, and that's typically what's requested by manufacturers to zip out your parts. So I think that's about the end of what I was going to discuss in this video. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your projects.